the states in the country, people and the families and in fact everyone is now mourning the loss of these innocent civilians. There are concerns being raised and there are questions being asked. In fact, all party meeting is due for this evening to deliberate further on the strategy that the India is going to pivot on. Mr. Nalapat, how do you look at the first comments that have been made by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, given the fact that there was expectation of some sort of stringent measures that India will now take forward in the next few days, as there is bloodshed that has been witnessed in Jammu and Kashmir?
Well, I'm quite certain stringent measures are going to be taken. Some have been taken. They've been announced by the Foreign Secretary, but many more, I'm sure, will be taken. Because obviously, the Prime Minister would have collected all the facts in the situation, and it would have been clear that it was the hand of Pakistan. And I'm sure a clear footprint was secured by him. So obviously, he is saying that there will be consequences, which means that the consequences already announced are definitely not going to be enough. Now, it's not for me to second guess what he's going to do, except to say that I think the consequences are going to be very, very severe on Pakistan.
Well, absolutely, Mr. Nalapat, as there are expectations of a broader plan that India and the people of the country are looking at. We have also seen the victim families who were mourning the loss, asking the state heads and even the chief ministers for accountability and wanting them to be dead who have shot their family members dead. There is in fact a complete sense of colossal loss, but there are also concerns on a strategic level, diplomatic level, with also security being given in complete focus. But there is definitely emotional response to all of this. How should we progress ahead with a concrete mindset?
Look, there's no question of being emotional about it. It's a very sad thing, and everybody who was martyred, it's a terrible thing. Our prayers go out to them, but and to their families. But the reality of the situation is that Pakistan is falling apart, and this process is going to ensure that the process of falling apart accelerates. The Pakistan is only scripting its own doom by doing the bidding of certain other countries and making these horrible attacks. The idea was to destroy the tourist season. For some days it will be there. After a few days, Indian people are resilient. I remember in Sri Lanka, after the Easter blast, the only people who came there were the Indians. Every other tourist kept away. Not even a single Chinese tourist was there. Only Indian tourists were there, and they rescued the Sri Lankan tourist industry. So we are a resilient people. And again, there will be tourism. And this time, I'm sure that this kind of gang, I'm sure a lot more are going to ensure that this acceleration of activities by Pakistan is dealt with appropriately. A lot of terrorists have been neutralized. Many more will be. And obviously, what has happened is a very, very terrifying incident. And the thing is that the people of Kashmir are the most affected by this. Tourism is one of their most important industries. And this is just the beginning of the tourist industry. But as I said, I think in a few days' time, things will go back almost to normal. That's what we Indians are. I've seen that after every terror attack in India, whether it's in Mumbai or anywhere else. So I'm sure that will happen in Kashmir as well. But having said that, there's going to be a very steep price for those responsible for this atrocity, and that steep price is, I'm sure, being planned and determined and decided by the Prime Minister, advised by the Home Minister, National Security Advisor, External Affairs Minister, Finance Minister, the Security Cabinet, the Defense Minister, And I can tell you that it's going to be a very steep price, but I'm not going to second guess what the Prime Minister is going to do. I'm certainly going to act in an extremely decisive manner, and this is the first public sign of his acknowledging that he is going to act in a very significant manner. Thank you.
Absolutely. In fact, Mr. Nalapat, thank you very much for being with us, joining us live on the broadcast. You know, at this point of time, it remains to be very crucial as to how does India take its strategic